As a consequence of the sudden death of President Bingu wa Mutharika, Malawi is living a period of significant and important changes. The new president is Joyce Banda, then acting vice president, and she, as provided by the constitution, became the new head of state. She had fallen apart with Mr. Mutharika, and she had founded her own party after being nominated vice president. And the key issues of these contrasts were rising cost of living, police repression of street demonstration, and a new diplomatic isolation of Malawi, which had costed the country the suspension of aid worth 30 or 40% of its national budget. We have interviewed on these issues, on the future and the hopes of the Malawian people, Andrew Kaufa, who is the editor-in-chief of Lunta Television, a Catholic missionary radio television network, which is quite important in Malawi.
It gives hope to Malawians, knowing where we are coming from with the former president. May his soul rest in peace. But we saw that Malawians were frustrated. Malawians had lost hope in his government. So the coming in of Joyce Banda as an experienced woman in politics, I think it's giving hope to the nation and to Malawians.
We were told by Monsignor Thomas Msusa, the vice president of the Malawi Bishops' Conference, that she's a lady of the poor, that she has an important experience when it comes to commitment for the poor. Do you think that she'll be able to change politics in Malawi after a year which was marked by street protests, rising prices, economic and social problems in Malawi?
I would say that Joyce Banda is a woman whose background gives her a very good preparation for the job that she's taking. She did her studies in gender, in child development, and you can see a mother in her. You have questions whether she can make it, knowing where we are coming from and aware that politicians do change oftentimes. And most importantly, the fact that the challenges ahead of her are quite great. So many people are advising, are thinking, and have of the opinion that she needs a good team of advisors. So not so much politicians, but technocrats who can help her to handle the situation. But with the character that she has, the personality she has, if she can go by what people are asking of her, I think she can make a good president.
One of the key issues is, the relationship with the world, because during the presidency of the second term of Bingu wa Mutharika as president, there was a diplomatic crisis with Great Britain and a suspension of important international aid, which was worth something like 40% of the Malawian budget. Are there signs that Mrs. Banda will be able to somehow to heal the wounds in the relationship between Malawi and foreign donors and the international community?
I think, judging from what she has been saying already, I think she's ready to work with the donor countries, the international community. And I think in this global world, this is where she has to, where no nation can work as an individual. So, and she's very much aware, judging from what she has been saying before. I'm sure she's going to go back to the countries that probably were disappointed with the former president and start working afresh, starting fresh relations with them.
And the very last question, it's about, again, the poor. According to you, what are the measures which need to be taken in order to help the poor who suffered as a consequence of increasing prices, of dry spells, of the problems the whole country suffered from in the last few months?
Yeah. I think I agree with many Malawians who are saying that she has to continue to farm subsidies, because that's what helped many families to be self-reliant on food. But in addition to that, I think she needs to come up with a sustainable program, because a farm subsidy is a project where it totally depends on the government to give them each year and out, each year out. But how long can the government do that? So with her team, the new government, they need to find a sustainable way forward. And once the issue of food is addressed, I'm sure that the other areas of concern for the people, I think will be easier solved.
What was the biggest error made by Bingu Mutharika?
I think the greatest error, in my opinion, is the arrogance he developed. He became too arrogant. He didn't want to listen to any advice, whether from a Malawian or from anybody outside from Malawi. IMF, World Bank, the diplomatic call, they tried to give advice, but he became so arrogant. And that's why people had no sympathy with him towards the end of his reign.
Thank you.